Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. Say goodbye to 16:9 again because NetEase is up and my tests are done for now. Yeah, so we are back to WCA Korea versus China. Spawning in the top left we have 120, or I believe this is Tara 521. I sometimes call him Tara. I actually mostly call him Tara, but yeah, I don't know if I should call him Tara or 120. It's just a little confusing, but I'll call him 120 for now, even though I've called him Tara before. Even though 2 years ago I called him 120, so it's a little confusing all the same. But anyway, they're the same player. I'm like 90% sure. Yeah, he'll be facing off against ReMinD. Now I know ReMinD is just ReMinD, so yeah, a lot less confusing than Tara is. But anyway, blue and off in the bottom right. The map is on Tyrannistan, so it's gonna be I don't know if it's gonna be a short game, but it'll definitely be hopefully an highly action-packed game, mainly because of how compact the map is. I might see fights regularly, but I don't know. Warden start for ReMinD actually. It has been a long time since I've seen a Warden on the channel, but that's mainly because I haven't been casting too much, as in like this video is like the 52nd video of the year, which makes it so that I'm gonna average at least one game per week this year, but it's been very slow for me. In 2016, I usually do like twice a week, but it's just been a little difficult at least this time around. So we'll see. Anyway, ancient wall creeping at the camp in the bottom right. Should clear out this green one as well, so that we'll make a level 2 warden very quickly. Ghoul start here from Tara, so we should see Unholy Aura start, which we do for the Death Knight. Gonna pick up Mantle of Intelligence +3, so it's a pretty good item for the pretty much any undead hero, mainly because DK usually likes it for the mana regen and the mana cap, but Lich can also use it if he wants to get a bit of extra attack, attack damage. Anyway, level 2 on the Warden. She also gets +3 intelligence as well. Gloves of Haste from the first camp as well, so not too useful on the Warden, but yeah, it's generally the same concept behind the Death Knight as well. Just more Shadow Strikes, more Blinks, or if the other way, she could have more Fan of Knives. I don't know. Fan of Knives definitely would be a lot better against ghouls later on, when there are like 2, maybe 3 levels on that Fan of Knives, but we're probably not going to see ghouls late game anyway, so Shadow Strike would be my guess. Attempt on a surround here, it might actually just happen since the wall is kind of helping out as well. Dust Appearance is going to be popped and a blink will be utilized to get out of that, so yeah, a dust in exchange for a couple hit points and a blink usage, but nothing too major for ReMinD. In fact, the dust was probably more valuable for Tara rather than the blink for ReMinD, so might have lost out a little bit there. A little unfortunate that he went to mass schools against the Warden, just because of how very little he could actually get out of this matchup. If it was against a Demon Hunter, at least he would have burnt a TV scroll. So yeah, basically the Death Knight and the ghouls just need to focus on getting archers rather than the Warden. Unless the Warden is out of mana, then maybe you could try your hand, but now that she has a TP scroll, TP staff, might be a little difficult getting a successful surround on that particular hero. A second Shadow Strike will be popped over to the Death Knight and taking quite a bit of damage, not something you'd like to see, especially on the DK, which is very difficult to get that health back. But the ghouls have arrived. Not going to do too much since they are no longer sped up by the aura, but it's still foolhardy for the Warden to, I guess, engage combat against that the horde of ghouls. But the ghouls are going to go straight after those wisps now that the Warden is no longer nearby. ReMinD might lose himself a Wisp there. Deathcore is going to toss out, and the Wisp will not be able to detonate itself, but in exchange 120 is going to lose himself a Ghoul, able to pick up a second Wisp, but that's pretty much it. The killing of those Wisps didn't matter too much since ReMinD is very close, or is just about finished his tier 2 anyway, so yeah, wasn't going to get a forceful cancel. Losing those Wisps did mean that a Goblin Shredder will be hired up. Yep, if you didn't know, Wisps take quite a bit of time actually getting lumber because they, in exchange for not destroying those trees, they only gather 5 per trip. So yeah, it's a little trade-off there. That's why some Night Elf players tend to pick up Shredder, even though the Shredder does destroy quite a bit of trees. I guess it doesn't matter too much for a Night Elf player. As long as there's a couple of trees, then it doesn't really impact their lumber gathering rate at all. Second Mantle of Intelligence, as well as a Wand of Mana Stealing will get picked up for the Death Knight. Meanwhile, it seems like ReMinD got himself Wand of Illusion. He also picked up Boots of Speed just to get out of those surrounds easier. Does have enough mana for another Shadow Strike, and will pick it up. Pick that Ghoul up pretty easily. Level 2 Shadow Strike. Tier 3 is underway, and the Slaughterhouse is being placed down. The Lich as the second hero. Does have a health pot just in case the Warden set her eyes on the prize, but yeah, we shall see. Illusion is going to be used for ReMinD there, and yeah, the Warden is going to, or at least the real Warden went into the shadows. I think the Illusion was trying to bait out a Frost Nova or something like that, but yeah, just not able to. Since not able to, might as well just be a little annoying, and since no damage is happening on the Lich, can confirm it is an illusion, so no point tossing a Frost Nova. The least it could do is maybe a path block, or just gain scouting for your opponent. Other than that, it's not too harmful. The Warden is popping out finally. Is going to go after the Lich most likely, since he is pretty much out of position. The Death Knight is fairly low, but he can spare a Death Ghoul if he needs to. Yeah, the Warden should probably switch over to the Death Knight if he wants to get a possible assassination off, since the Death Knight can't really heal himself. Renegade Wizard, I think it's a Renegade Wizard, or Dark Wizard, whichever. Level 5 Wizard does get taken down, and this is going to be an elevated speed of accuracy, so a little bit of downside on having the Chinese language. It's kind of bothersome trying to change language all the time, going into the files and all that, but yeah, Fluid of Accuracy gets sold for just a quick buck, as well as an invuln and a potion of invisibility. So Frenzy is underway, tier 3 is done. Destroyer form is also en route, so yeah, things are not looking too great for ReMinD right now. I mean, he is in a rather good position, but just the nature of Undead late game is kind of hard to deal with, even if you have like a good number of Dryads versus a good number of Bears. The Warden might be able to help against the Crypt Fiend threat, and the Dryads can deal with the Destroyers, so that is basically ReMinD's saving grace. He needs to get a very quick level 5 Warden, otherwise this is going to be kind of a hard battle to win. Zeppelin has been hired, so we could have potential Zeppelin micro here, but yeah, this is going to be difficult. It's very hard to get Zeppelin micro to deny any of those abilities. Frost Nova is almost impossible to predict, and Death Coil is a rather fast projectile, so it's kind of hard to deny that as well. We'll see how this goes. The Lich is kind of forward, I guess. He is going to eat a Shadow Strike, but a Death Coil should be coming out very soon. He also has a health pot and the invuln just in case, so Lich is by no means in danger. Surprisingly enough, it is going to be Tara, the one being on the retreat here. Another Shadow Strike is going to be popping over to the Death Knight. That is still level 2 Shadow Strike. Nova Core combo onto the Warden, and that is going to force a blink away. And now it's the undead player that is doing the pursuing, and yeah, not going to get too much out of that. It is going to be nighttime very soon, so ReMinD probably should delay fighting here, because I mean, if he makes a mistake, it's kind of hard to come back with only one Moonwell full of mana. Nova is going to pick up an Archer, but the Death Knight, or the Lich, did take quite a bit of damage in response for that, but the Death Knight will be able to heal that up fairly easily, and the Dark Ranger comes out as the second hero here, so it might be the Dark Ranger that might get focused down rather than the Lich. We'll see. It's still going to be the Death Knight, in fact. He has a health pot and a healing scroll, so ReMinD might be a little overextending here. I don't know. Invuln is going to be popped, and a second Shadow Strike is going to be used right there. Invuln on Death Knight from the Lich, so he will be able to live for quite some time. Health Scroll could be used as well. Level 2 is going to be given over to the Lich, and Frost Armor is going to be given to the Death Knight to try and reduce the DPS of those bears and the Warden. The Abolish Magic is coming, and the Death Knight actually falls. That was probably a big mistake here from Tara, and that is eventually going to be a Lich being taken down as well. Ooh, yikes. Disaster strikes for the undead player, and that was not a good set of events for 120 at all. He is going to revive his Death Knight through the tavern, and he does not have enough resources just yet for the Lich. But the Lich is only level 2, so he might just be revived through the altar. Nope, he's going to be revived through the tavern. Definitely values getting his heroes as quickly as possible. He does have a good number of statues, so he can top them off eventually. The only problem is, will ReMinD stay his hand, or will he just go in to get the finisher? You can see that Shredder doing a lot of work for ReMinD. So he could potentially go for an expansion, which he does indeed. He is in a very good position right now, and yeah, he can't afford to go for that. Destroyers are finally in the air. Probably a mistake from 120 before that fight. Not having any destroyers in there was kind of bad, because those bears were kind of annoying as well. Death Knight falls once again, and that might just be game. Level 2 Lich is being focused down next. He doesn't have enough mana for another Frost Armor, and that's going to be a level 3 Shadow Strike to finish off that particular hero, the Lich. Yeah, Lich didn't do too much, despite consuming like 400 gold and lumber. That is going to be a Dark Ranger falling, and that is going to be GG from 120. So yeah, it definitely came down to the Warden. The Warden wasn't denied too greatly. The Dark Ranger didn't get that many silences, I don't think, and that just led to a pretty nasty stomp there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys again next time. I don't know when, but I promise it will be soon.